Shout out Bruce Gas, aka Toka 2. You know I had to drop a track for my boy.
Hey, Blake, where you at?
Yeah, Kevin and your rapping boys out here telling favors. I'm the hardest young nigga, I ain't signed to no label. Hey, Bruce Gas putting them fights on the table. Calling that Boston since Kane versus Abel. Smoking so much gas, you would think that shit was fatal. I'm the people's champion like Muhammad Ali. Shout out Bruce Gas, one day we gon' meet. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, we gon' smoke hella weed. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, take a hit out the Toka 2. Slipping hella shots, feel like Tyson with the Pika. Little Glock by my side, but it hit just like Isaac Cruz. Shout out Mad Chad, real shit, that's my fucking dude. We always cooking on the panel. Strapped to my side, I ain't talking about no sandals. Bruce passed me the blunt, I'ma light it like a candle. Ayy, non-stop bars, man, I always spit flames. Feel like Bruce Gas always got a different strain. Bitch, you ain't like me, you can never feel my pain. You win and you lose, well, this a fight game. Don't beef on the net and the shit won't change. Said that on the stream, gotta do it for the game. Said that on the stream, gotta do it for the chat. I ain't undisputed. Yeah, hold on, I ain't undisputed, but I want all the straps.
Cut. Bruce Gas over here with you, man. Just Boz, Christopher. Thank you, cats, for coming in here, man. I got a legend that's going to join me a little bit later on. The Bud Files. Thank you, brother, sister. Whichever Bud Files you are. It's a husband and wife team. De Niro, Sparta. Salute, my brother. Salute. And I saw all of them McCall the other night on my brother Skywalker's show. And man, I tell you, Oliver McCall. What a fighter he was! Oh, I'm getting a text right now, and I threw this together. So let me see what's going on. Let me see if I got any cancellations or whatever. But anyway, I'm waiting for Oliver's manager, Jimmy Adams. I talked to Jimmy Adams, and he's hooking it up, man. And This is big, man. I tell you, my boxing blood is tingling. My spidey senses. Boxing fans, salute, brother, salute, man. I don't know, man. I don't want to be the one to find out, but it's gonna be excellent. You know, it's gonna be excellent just talking to this cat. And there's so many stories. I mean, I first saw him back on ESPN back in the oh damn. I think it was the 80s when he fought. No, it was the early 90s when he fought Bruce Seldon, and then Seldon was considered to be the next heir apparent to a heavyweight championship. And yeah, man. I mean, this cat was put it this way. How many fighters do you know? Can you name who've beaten Larry Holmes and Lennox Lewis? And he's got an incredible resume there. And I mean that second fight with Lennox Lewis, you know, we'll hear that right from the horse's mouth. And Jimmy Adams, man, Jimmy Adams is a G too, man. This guy managed Ernie Shavers, knows them all. I wanted Terrible Tim to come on here with me because we talked about it when we watched Oliver's fight last week when he knocked out this dude. And I mean, he's back in action. He's what is he, 50, 58, 59, whatever it may be, man. I just can't wait to get him on here and, you know, talk about some of these things, man. You know, what drives you and to get back in the ring at that age. And I mean, let's just hope that the gas man doesn't get stood up over here. I'm on my best behavior. I was going to keep the Toka 2 down because, you know, we're both recovering addicts. We're both grateful, thankful, recovering addicts. And you know, I like to respect my guests on this show, and you know, not wave my pleasures in their face. Although I do have the old vape over here ready to hit on for emergency purposes. But hey, man, let me go find the. We'll see. You know, am I going to get stood up over here? Hey, Little Holmes, bro. How we doing, man? Good to see you. I saw Little Holmes last night. My friend George Jakovic, man. George had an interview with Oliver McCall. And that's another one. My brother Skywalker Boxing out there, man. I think he's going to come in here and join me later on. And, I saw him on George's show. I saw him on Skywalker's show. So I said, man, he's making the rounds over here. Let's get him on. Let's get him on the show over here. And, we can instead of typing questions, because typing questions, that's a fun thing to do, but it's much better FaceTime. Talk to the man, and I mean, dude, this is boxing royalty. In fact, I think they're pulling up on me right now. I see somebody in the background. We bring them on stage here. Jimmy, your microphone's on mute.
All right, what about now?
Now you're perfect.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, Dave, you want to go outside?
Hey.
Hey, what's up now?
You gotta go outside. Go.
Yeah, Daisy, get around here. Come on. Come on.
Hey, Jimmy, I appreciate you coming on here and bringing the champ on here with you, man. This is boxing royalty in the house tonight.
All right.
Yeah, man. It's good to be here with you, man.
How you doing?
Hey, bro, man, this cat needs no introduction, bro. I mean, this guy, I can't give him enough accolades, bro. He's conquered demons, and not only that, bro, he also conquered Larry Holmes, Lennox Lewis, Bruce Seldon. I mean, this fucking guy is a G, bro. One of my here, I got so many Ring magazines and KO magazines with the Atomic Bull in the centerfold, man. And it's just a pleasure to have you on here, champ. How are you tonight, brother?
I'm blessed, man. Everything going good, man. How you doing tonight?
Oh, man, I couldn't be better, brother. I couldn't be better.
Good to see you.
It's good to meet you. And Jimmy Adams, man. Jimmy Adams. Everybody in boxing knows Jimmy Adams. I didn't know who you were, Jimmy, until I saw you with country boxing. And, I started dropping your name. And I know Jimmy. I know Jimmy. Everybody in boxing knows Jimmy Adams. So I don't know where to start first. I never put questions together. I'm not an interview man. It's almost like you cats are coming into my living room and just to share your stories with us. Where do we want to start first? We want to start with Jimmy. Jimmy, tell us how you got into boxing and the Doc Destroyer, one of my heroes that you handled early in your career.
Well, how I got into boxing is I was going through a divorce, and I went to Las Vegas, and first time I've been to Vegas, so me and a friend of mine went to Las Vegas, and so back then I was a professional wrestler and done all kind of stuff. So when we were leaving Vegas, we cabbed to the airport, and we was leaving Vegas, and this limousine pulled up behind a cab. And when we got out, this guy got out of the limousine, and I said, "Oh my God, that's my hero, man! That's one of my favorite guys." So I walked back out of the limo, and the guy was getting out, and I said, "Man, I want you to know, man, you are my favorite guy, man. I tell you what, it's a pleasure to be able, and an honor to see you." And I said, "Man, I love your music." And he looked at me, he says, "Who do you think I am?" I said, "You're Isaac Hayes, right?" He said, "No." He said, "I'm Ernie Schaefer's." I said, "Who?" He said, "You don't know who I am?" And I said, "No." And so we ended up having to delay on our flights, and we sat in the airport at Vegas probably about 3.5 hours before we got our flight. We got to know each other. We flew into Atlanta, Georgia, and then I went back to Greensboro, North Carolina, to my home in Virginia, and Ernie went to Youngstown, Ohio. So 2 days later, Ernie called me, and he said, "Hey, I'm going to come out of retirement. I want you to manage me." And I said, "Ernie, I don't know nothing about boxing." And he said, "I'll teach you." And that's how I got in it. And so then the next thing you know, I was with him, and then I met Don King, and that's where I started, with Don King and Ernie Schaefer's.
Wow.
And then from Ernie Schaefer's, it rolled over to Oliver. That's where we met Oliver in North Carolina. What's the Salem of Greensboro?
I think it was Greensboro.
Greensboro, North Carolina. And then Oliver came over and started sparring some with Ernie and stuff, and then it all just grew from that.
So Oliver, you were in the Chicago Golden Gloves, I believe, weren't you? 2-time champ.
Yeah. Well, yeah. One-time champ and one-time Milwaukee Golden Glove champion. I won the 1985 Milwaukee Golden Glove and the 1984 Chicago Golden Glove.
Was boxing your thing, man? Were you going to become a pro, or did you have any other aspirations?
No, I was playing basketball. I love to play basketball and everything. My brother played basketball and whatnot. But basketball was my first love. But boxing, once I started boxing, it was in the groove with me.
And when did you realize that you were going to be one of the top dogs in the game? I mean, we were on the outside looking in. Did you have any experience coming into the game? Did you have any trainers, any mentors in Chicago?
Well, definitely Phil Burton and Arthur Moore from Chicago, Illinois. Both of them had a great deal of helping me, along the way when I was 18, 19, 20 years old. And Elijah Thomas, too, also, as when I first turned pro. But, I had a pretty good back. And then when I went to a Tyson fight there and called out Tyson and ended up becoming his sparring partner about 2 weeks later. For like 2.5 years, I was his sparring partner. So that helped out a lot.
What do you mean you called him out?
Well, I knocked the guy out. He came to a fight, him and Don King in Chicago, Illinois, and I knocked the guy out of the ring, and I went up to Tyson. I said, I'll knock you out just like that. Called me 2.5 weeks later to come and to spar with him. And they knew who I was and everything. And when I sparred with him that day, I was with him for 2.5 years for 7 title defenses. I was with him from that day on.
Wow. And how tough were those sparring sessions?
Oh, there was real sparring sessions. Tyson was on a mission and was demolishing all the heavyweights back then. So he had to have a crew that could really get down with him, which I was his chief sparring partner. Like I said, I was there for 2.5 years. So I seen a lot of them come and go. And I learned a lot of things dealing with Mike Tyson and his crew, Kevin Rooney, and some of the other people that was living back then that was handling his career.
Wow. Tell me about that fight in Atlantic City. Yeah.
Be sure, Alva don't know who your co-host is supposed to be.
Oh.
I was going to shock him, but anyway, his co-host is Tim Senior.
Oh, June.
Senior.
Oh yeah, where's he coming on?
He's supposed to be.
Oh, yeah. Terrible Tim's my brother, man. He's on the show with me all the time, and I set it up really, really quick today, and I've been calling him up. I get no answer on his phone, so something must be happening. But Tim talks about you. He talks about both of you cats, man. He loves you, and he talks about King camps, and man, I wish you was.
We care about him and everything, and we was real close because back in the day we hung out together, and we trained together, and all that. So it was all on one good thing, especially now as years go by, and everybody in here, some is going here and there. So, I've been knowing him for a long time, like family.
Nice, man. And like I said, that's the way life is. Jimmy said, let's do it tonight. So I called Timmy up, and I got no answers. I called him a minute before the show, and I got no answer. So I hope he's okay too, because Tim's like the rest of us. He's living a tumultuous life day by day.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like to check on him. I like to check on him a lot.
Yes, sir. I understand.
Let me get back to your career, brother. Tell me about that Bruce Sullivan fight in Atlantic City. Nobody gave you a chance, man, and that was a war. Bruce Sullivan was the next big thing. Tell me about that one, Oliver.
Well, that was a make-or-break-me fight. I remember having like 3 weeks to train for that fight, but I knew that I could get him, and I really buckled down. I told my dad and certain people that knew boxing, and they were like, hey, I don't know if that was a good choice, because Bruce Sullivan was really number one right there above Riddick Bowe at the time. He was that good. So it was a groundbreaking definitely fight and everything. And I'm glad I came out on top. But I trained, and I'm in that position now, 3 weeks. I like these 3 weeks, so it's 3 weeks now to my next fight. So it's all good.
Well, Jimmy's got a great thing going on there, man. The country boxing.
That's right.
I'm loving watching that because country. Who doesn't love country music, man? You know, I'm a country rocker since the '70s. You know, Hank Williams and
Yeah.
and even now in Nashville, they got them young kids playing some mean country stuff, and man, it's great stuff. Good for the soul. And then watching that boxing you're putting on, you're giving a lot of these kids a chance to get up there in front of cameras where otherwise, it's tough to get that initial break in boxing. And that's
that's why when I decided to come out of retirement, I was talking to Don King. I told Don, I said, Don, I'm going back into, I'm coming out of retirement. I'm going back into boxing. And he told me, he said, Brother Jim, boxing sucks right now. It's hard. He said, so, he said, you got to be careful and don't go back in. He said, you and Oliver back in the day made history. We all made history together with Oliver, and y'all done a lot of stuff. So don't come back out and then go down and can't match what you done.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, DK, I said, what do you think I should do? He said, whatever you do, create an event. And when he said that, I thought to myself, country box. I mean, the capital of country music. Why don't I do a show, make it an event? And that's what we did. So we made it an event, and it worked. I mean, it worked.
I mean, you're saying an event because that seems the way boxing is now. Turkey Al-Sheikh, he's giving away cars. He's putting on Eminem concerts. You got to have a catch now because like Don King says, boxing is dead. And making an event like that, having a concert there, having the lovely ringside girls like they always had. But I mean, it's great. It's family entertainment, and the internet it's definitely good for boxing. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, the internet is real good for boxing. I mean, technology has changed so much, and that's like what I tell everybody. Actually, I had the conversation yesterday with some people about it. Internet has cut out a lot of the middle people, and when so many of the people realize that you don't need some of these people that make you think you need them, it's going to bypass a whole lot because you can go right directly with the consumers on the internet, and that way you don't have nobody dictating you what somebody likes or don't like. People like it, they come on. If they don't like it, they bypass you. But at least you get it from the horse's mouth. And I look at like Don used to tell me all the time. He said, when I talk to people about business deal, he always used to tell me, he said, Brother Jim, he said, you take a horse. He said, when you do a deal, you got to look at it like a horse. He said, you got your horse's head and you got your horse's butt. He said, there's two different smells there. He said, always try to deal with the head. And that's what I've tried to do here in creating this here. To deal with people who can make a decision, which is direct with the internet. I can bypass so much BS,
And it's working, brother. It's working. Hey, my man Joe from Ireland out there, he's a great listener to the channel, a boxing historian. He wants to know if Oliver has any memories of James Broad and Trevor Berbick in the gym he can share.
Well, James Broad, I remember James Broad being in camp with us a while back, in the Mike Tyson camp. He was a cool dude. I got to know James Broad a bit. And those some days back in Atlantic City on the boardwalk. But yeah, I definitely remember some days back with those guys. And Trevor Berbick too. I definitely remember Trevor Berbick a bit when I was young, when I was first meeting Tyson and everything. Yeah.
Any special stories or sparring sessions, or were they all just one part of the family?
No, it was basically part of the family, whatnot. Of course, Tyson used to spar a lot with Broad. It was some good sparring, some good work. Yep, good work.
All right, let me shout out my brother, Everything Boxing, Keon, who's in here, man. Great channel. I saw him today. And you're going to have to forgive me if I shout these cats out to come and watch us, because if it wasn't for them, we'd be here by ourselves. That wouldn't be fun, man. And I really appreciate the people that come in here and listen to us. My brother B Boxing out there, man. I got the champ here tonight, brother. I got the champ. And getting back to that, you fought Buster Douglas just before he fought Mike Tyson. How was Buster Douglas? And do you think if you had beaten Douglas, you would have fought Tyson in Tokyo?
Yeah, I probably would have. Yeah, that definitely probably would have happened because I definitely would have been his sparring partner, and I was actually his sparring partner for when I fought Buster Douglas, and that was a bad move on my part at that time in my career. I think I stayed with Tyson a little bit too long because the Buster Douglas camp was the last camp that I actually trained and boxed with him, and yeah, I should have had my own camp for that for when I fought Buster. But all great, it's all he goes around and Buster won, he lost, and it is what it is.
How about that first fight with Lennox Lewis, man? You hit him with the right hand, and a lot of people didn't think that fight should have been stopped, but I didn't think it at the time. But I watched it again, and he was out on his feet, man. If the referee would have let him go, it would have been all over. You got to remember that night. Can you take us back to that fight?
Yeah, I think that if they would have let it go, I would have knocked him right on out because I was fresh. And it was like I had a whole minute of rest, and I knocked him out like that 31 seconds of the second round. So that round had just begun. I think that he was out. He was out. But it is what it is. And, I'm glad I did fight Frank Bruno and so forth, and I've been blessed.
But that was a crazy time in your life, though. After you won that title, I mean, it's a published fact. You were in and out of rehab. You had like problems with the law. I mean, can you share any of that with us?
Well, yeah, I was out there. It was pretty wild time back then, or whatnot. I would have done a lot of things different, I'm sure, right about now. But I guess I got too much too soon without learning some things, and it paid. I had to pay the price for it or whatnot. So, but I'm grateful to be alive and continue on in boxing, and I'm doing fine and doing better, and just enjoying life, even going through all the other little things that's happening all around the world.
Now, how many years you been clean?
12, going on 13 years.
Congratulations, brother. Is it? I mean, at first it's a day by day thing, but then you get to the point where that shit could be shoved under your nose, and you just say, "Get that fucking shit away from me."
Exactly. You're right.
People say we're recovering addicts, but I think we're cured. I think when you get to that point, I really he's gotten us over that boundary. You see that in boxing today? Do you see any fighters that are going that way that you want to just grab by the fucking head and say, hey, let me tell you what street you're going down?
Yeah, that is. But then it had me to humble myself also and just realize, everybody ain't going to survive. And then it's a lot of people, they ain't going to stop until they really want to stop. And I know I had to experience that myself.
Now, how about the fight with Larry Holmes? Well, now Larry, it was late in his career, but he just got through school in Tommy Morrison. So Larry was a pretty viable contender. And how did you find fighting the legend Larry Holmes?
That was one of my best fights. Larry really gave me a go for his money. It was a good fight. I ended up getting to know Larry pretty well, him and his family, recently and everything. And I think they're nice people. And he was great for boxing, definitely. Yeah.
I want to get to the raw side here. The rematch with Lennox Lewis. So many stories about that going around. I mean, they've been going around for what, over 20 years, 25 years. I mean, there's stories that Don King grabbed you out of rehab, you weren't ready to get in the ring. There's stories that you were that you were high in the ring. There's all kind of crazy stories. Right from the horse's mouth. What went down that night, Oliver?
Well, no, that ain't what happened. That's been so long ago, though. But obviously, I don't know what happened. Whatever happened, that was 30 years ago. I can't even remember what happened. What happened?
Well, you broke down in the ring, man. You were crying in the ring, and Mills Lane didn't know what to do.
Okay, well, right. Mills Lane was at a twist. I got to know Mills Lane pretty good too. It's something to live, and you get to know all the people that was back then doing their job or whatnot.
That's one thing that These need to be clear. He was not high.
Right.
He was not. He was not on drugs when that fight happened. And actually, he been clean for a couple of months. I mean,
Yeah, back then.
back then he was not high. It just
Yeah.
it just the thing, man, that went wrong. It went wrong, and we paid the price for it. And we got when after that, what people don't understand is after that happened. I mean, Oliver was suspended around the world, not just in Vegas. The whole world suspended him, and we had to go back and prove that he was capable to fight. We came here to Nashville action, and he fought like 7 to 10 fights back to back every week. He fought every Tuesday night for months.
Yeah.
Just to prove that he was capable of fighting before he got licensed again back across the country or the world.
And still going at it. Still
Oh,
going.
that's right.
Still going
You got
at
to
it.
see this next one. I'm gonna really put something on this dude here.
I'm telling you, bro. I wouldn't mess with you with a 10-foot pole, man.
I love boxing, though. I love the sport, and I'm good at it. Thank God, and I'm able to take care of myself and be successful. Yeah, I could go a little bit.
Then a lot of reasons too, we back together because what happened. It's not about boxing with us as far as him fighting. If he fights, that's fine. If he don't fight, but it's also about him being involved with country box, teaching a lot of these young kids. Because he's been there. From the good side, bad side, and it's allowing him to teach. And he's a great trainer too. I mean, he has that gym, boy. Everybody in there gives him the respect, and when he speaks, they all listen. I mean, it's really great what he's doing.
And what's your routine like now, Oliver? Do you run every morning? You're in the gym hitting the bag.
I've been hitting the bag and shuttle boxing, and I got a guy that I'll be boxing with too, named Curtis Harper.
Oh, yeah. I know Curtis Harper.
Yeah, so I've been messing around with Curtis Harper, and we've been boxing a bit, sparring, and that's good. That's good work for me and everything. So that, along with the other little adjustments that I'm making now, I'm looking forward to fighting and everything. We'll see what's going on. I'm really one fight at a time.
And I'll tell you what, you technically. We've never been stopped. You got that one stoppage with Lennox Lewis.
Right.
But you've never been knocked out. Have you ever been knocked down?
No, sir.
I mean, you're like George Chuvalo, bro.
But that's a blessing because I've been in the game a long time, 39 years.
Damn.
Yep.
Anybody hit you really, really hard where it was like, man, Jesus, keep me on my feet? Who's the hardest you guys ever hit you, brother?
I don't know. I remember when I got hit by Bert Cooper. He could punch.
Oh,
he could crack. Back in the day, I was like, dude, all the way he hit me with dude. Yeah, he could crack pretty good. Bruno could hit pretty good too, as far as when I was fighting with 10-ounce gloves. Bruno could punch pretty good. Buster Douglas could punch pretty good too, really.
okay.
And of course, Mike could punch, but those was bigger gloves. I was, sparring with him at. But everything come out all right, though. Big gloves, little gloves, it don't matter.
Never get knocked off your feet, though, man.
No, yeah, that's a blessing in itself. Yeah.
That's incredible. I Jimmy, I heard you talking about Greg Page the other night, man. Greg was a great guy.
Yeah.
So sorry. No, he left us too soon. Do you have anything you want to share with us about Greg Page?
Well, we love Greg Page. I mean, Greg was fun to be with in camp. He gave us a lot of laughs, and I mean, he gave us we loved him. He's missed today for sure.
Yeah, I definitely
but he
miss him.
played a big part in both our lives for many years.
Yep.
He was out of Louisville. He had that Muhammad Ali style.
Yeah.
I mean, so much talent he had, and he did win the heavyweight championship. He went to South Africa, but I had so much more potential for Greg Page. I think Greg Page was going to be one of the best when I saw him come out of the amateurs.
Right.
Well, I think Greg would have had a lot more success if he didn't go to South Africa and do that fight, because back then everything was so political, which it still is today in so many ways. But he went over to fight that Jerry Casillas, and he was, and nobody wanted to go over there because there was a lot of stuff going on between the countries and stuff then. But he went anyway and fought and won a title. And I think that's one thing that a lot of people got irritated with Greg. And I think ever since he came back and won the title, he never really had the shot people embracing him as a world champion. That's just my opinion, though.
I mean, that was such a huge stable that Don King had back in the day. He pretty much controlled the heavyweight division.
Yeah, he Don controlled it back then, and then what's happened was, and he lost control of it, with other promoters and all. And when he lost control of the heavyweight division, to the Duvas and so forth, that's when he was out of the heavyweight division. And he went into the middleweight with Julio Cesar Chavez, Tito Trinidad, and Oliver. When he fought Lewis, Oliver brought him back into the heavyweight division. And so that's how Don got back into the heavyweight division, through Oliver. So he was definitely out of the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Tyson was in prison, that's when, he definitely pretty much had the door closed in for that division. And how's Don doing today? I heard that he's not doing very well.
Don's fine. I talk to him two or three times a day. I mean, I've talked to him twice a day. He's got a lot of spunk. He's getting ready like he talks like he's 20 years old right now. I mean, he's had his ups and downs with his health. I mean, he's 93 years old, but for the last month now, he's been very strong. Talks very strong, very much on top of his game. He's getting ready to come back and make some announcements on some fights he's getting ready to do, but of course we love Don too. I mean, Don played a big part with us getting what we got.
Definitely.
All right, man. Hey, Gav B, salute to you, man. Thank you for coming by. I see Haplo out there. Mr. Johnson just came in. You guys know who's in here, man. I got boxing royalty. Oliver McCall.
All right.
There's people watching. He ain't leaving. There's people watching.
Okay.
Oh yeah. This is live. I'm
Right. Okay.
Posting the world, but I just like to acknowledge people that stop in here to say hello, Champ. And Champ. And I talk to a lot of boxers. Your shop is packed.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that, man.
I mean, you're articulate. You sound like you got a PhD in the old School of Hard Knocks, brother. But
I'm hanging on in there, man. God is good.
What's your diet like, bro? Do you eat clean? Do you stay away from the?
I eat pretty much clean because I got fight coming up, and I've been training every day. So I'm eating better, and I like to eat salads and baked fish and all those type of things. It's all good. Fruits and vegetables.
Well, that's so important, man, because I tell you, bro, how old are you now, my man?
59 years young.
I got you by 10 years, bro. And
whoo. You look good for 69.
Hey, man. That's just staying with this guy. I don't want to make it about me. But, cats like you are a real inspiration for me. And Jimmy, man, I'll tell you, you're a fountain of information up there, brother. You talked about wrestling, bro. What were you involved in with professional wrestling? I'm a big wrestling fan myself, man.
Oh, man, back in the day, man, I got started I wrestled some for the Crockett's back in the day.
Oh, yeah, Jim Crockett Promotions.
But then I ended up managing Ricky Steamboat for a short time. And I managed Big John Studd. And at the time, Big John Studd was actually promoting Oliver.
Yep. Yeah. Me and Big John.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Great guy,
yes, sir. Real good guy.
Did you take any bumps when you were a manager?
They would take bumps?
Did you take the bumps or what?
I had to.
I bet if we went back in YouTube, we could probably find you doing some really good.
No, I was his real manager. I mean, I wasn't a manager in the ring. I was his real man. I managed his career. Yeah. I'm the one who got Big John over into movies and stuff. We did the Beauty and the Beast and Married Man with Don Johnson and Mickey Rourke. I mean, I had him in a lot of movies, and we've done a lot of stuff all the way up to. Actually, what made him pass was he got cancer, bone cancer on his shoulder, He got it. Actually, got it from the movie The Marion Man with Don Johnson and Mickey Rourke. He hit Vanessa Williams, but they had him in Walmart parking lot. And they built a motorcycle for him, and John never rode a motorcycle, and so they put him on it. And I kept telling John over the phone before I got there, I said, "Don't get on that bike, man, until I get there because John's so big." And so they got him on it anyway to see if it fit him. And when he went and gave it the gas, it locked him back. You know how on a bike, when you get the rear slot back, you can't raise back up. And he went underneath a trailer of a Walmart trailer.
Oh boy!
And he went up underneath the trailer, and but he moved that trailer like crazy. He wasn't hooked to a tractor, but he moved the trailer. But in the bike went underneath there, and all that got so bruised up, and all it created bone cancer. And actually, that's what he died from. Yeah.
I remember seeing him at WrestleMania, the body slam of Andre the Giant.
Oh yeah.
That great stuff, man. Great stuff. Shout out to my brother Carlton, who's out there, the drunk Irishman, man. Anyway, guys, just great stuff talking to you here, man. And
with John, he was the day he died. I was on the phone with him, and he was in the hospital. But he was in a hospital, and then all of a sudden he was talking to me, and he got a little sick, and he told me, he said, "Hold on, I gotta go to the restroom." And so I heard the motion of him getting up, and then I heard something hit, but it was him. He hit the floor, and then the nurse picked up the phone and told me that we got an emergency here, and so he died in the hospital. So, but we love John Studd. John Studd is our man. One of the nicest guys, man, you ever meet in your life. I mean,
his real name was Chuck.
John, and the real name was John Minton.
John Minton.
Minto, yeah. But when I got married, he was the best man at my wedding. He was just a friend of ours. He was just, man. I mean, if the world had more Big John Studds or John Mintons in the world, we'd be okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you ever get involved with wrestling, Oliver? Because I know boxing and wrestling.
No. I could wrestle a little bit just off natural stuff when I was younger, but no, not boxing, basketball. If I wasn't throwing my hands, I was shooting the ball in the hoop. I love basketball.
He
got to tell you the story of him sparring Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, I sparred Shaquille O'Neal when he done an exhibition with De La Hoya, and I don't know. He was trying to knock me out. He really was trying to put it on me. I had to with a body shot, bring him down a little bit. But he gave me a good fit.
Hey, Jimmy, speaking of exhibitions, man, we just saw one a couple of weeks ago, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. What's up with that, bro? You said you wanted to talk a little bit about that. Gold Eyes, shout out to you, man. And Lance, thanks for coming by. Sorry.
Well, today, I see a lot of there's a thing on Instagram from MVP, talking about, it was real. Both men done their best and this and that. And then there's some gentleman I just seen on Instagram was talking about, hey, it's all real because Netflix is this. But I think with Netflix, I think number one, it was definitely scripted. It should have been a wrestling match. It should have been an exhibition, but it was not. It went down as a pro fight. Texas Commission approved it. And I think right now what people are starting to pay attention, especially MVP and Jake Paul and also Netflix. The thing that I think that they thought they would get by with it and they weren't looking at it is they did not charge for it. I mean, it was free. But now they talk about it was gambling. And so now they talk about it being they didn't do it, fix the life because it would have been a federal offense. But I think they stepped over the line without realizing what the repercussion and how bad it looked. And then after the fight, even Mike Tyson went to Instagram and said himself that he had 8 blood transfusions and that he lost 25 pounds by being sick. And even Jake Paul made a comment that he took and he could have knocked him out at any time, but he just worked with him and this and that. And I just think it was for a show. I don't think Jake Paul is a professional boxer. until he proves himself. I think he's a wannabe. He stepped up and fought Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury beat him easily. I mean, and Tommy Fury is not, to me, is not an A fighter. That's why, and everybody's trying to say now, because some of the interviews that Oliver and I's done, that Oliver's trying to capitalize off of him. Oliver's not looking at it like that, regardless of what anybody wants to say. Oliver's looking at the situation. Oliver really wants to get into training fighters and helping young fighters become champs. And whatever he goes with his career, and he'll tell you real quick himself, if he gets beat on his next fight, he's over. He's done. He's not looking to. I mean, Jake Paul and Oliver took it personal because he is friend. He does respect and look at Mike Tyson as a mentor and a legend, like he did Nate Robinson's basketball. He loved basketball,
Right.
and he really don't like what Jake Paul did use Mike and Nate as a stepping stone, and that's why I was really serious. Hey, come knock me out, and basically that was Oliver's way to make a challenge to Jake Paul. He's never been knocked down. He's never been knocked down in sparring or fight, and so that should show me not only can you beat me, knock me down, or knock me out, and I don't think Jake Paul can do that.
Somebody's asking Oliver about getting called up by Peter McNeely.
Peter McNeely
Called up.
called out. He's calling you.
I'll be more than happy to deal with Peter McNeely too.
No, that's back in 1995.
Right.
Oh.
I both have fought him, and I ended up fighting Larry Holmes.
Okay, man, your career is it's just so intricate. How about now? Who are you looking for? Like a celebrity fight, something like that, or just fighting an active heavyweight? Just keep.
Well, I might fight an active heavyweight now, because it's a professional fight. But hopefully it'll be a 6 rounder, and then I go up to 8, and then I'm ready to roll.
Well, man, you are a celebrity, so you deserve the spotlight. You deserve the shine. It's and having you on here, bro. We're giving you your flowers while you're still here to get them. And you're not only here to accept the flowers, you're here to fight for the fucking things, bro.
Okay, right. Make it right. That's a good one. I like that.
Oh,
Enjoy
man.
the journey, buddy.
Are there any other fighters out there that you see from our era that are still in the game? Because I mean, dude, you were the oldest heavyweight to win a fight all time.
Yeah. That's awesome. That is awesome, man.
In his book of world records. Anybody else out there anybody else you were hanging with back in the day still fighting, or are you the only one?
No, just me that I know of. Yeah, that's it.
Well, on a Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight, Tyson won the oldest man as a former champion to fight at 58. And so that was on a Friday night. So Oliver broke that record with Guinness Book of World Records on Tuesday night, 4 days later at 59.
Well,
so Tyson only had that record for 4 days.
Well, that's another notch in your gun, champ. And
yeah, bow.
You're definitely an inspiration for all of us out there.
Thank you very much.
This world's in sorry shape, man. People just want to sit on their ass and collect government handouts, and man.
No, it's a lot for you to do and participate and make money while you do it as you get older.
Definitely, and the money comes and the money goes, and you just hang in there. One
That's
day,
right.
faith in God, man.
That's right.
Awesome having both of you. Anything else you want to say? Because I feel guilty keeping a champ and you, Jimmy, up here for almost an hour, bro.
We appreciate you, man.
I appreciate it, definitely.
Well, let's tell these people about country boxing.
Well, country box right now, it's the first and third Tuesday of every month. Our next show is December the 3rd. Then it's December 17th. I was fighting on the 17th. And what it is, it's a two-sided sword. It gives boxers an opportunity, whether you're old, whether it gives them a platform. boxing has changed so much now because, like, say that the big promoters now they choose whether or not you can get in or not get in. And what we like a club avenue platform that we do allow fighters to build a career and go fight. Same thing is for music artists. These artists that we use, as 750 to 1,000 artists comes into Nashville every day just to come in here to try to get a career that does never end up working as a waitress or Kroger's or Walmart. And so we got a platform here. They can be seen live. We have access to 685 million viewers, through USA Today, True TV Plus, AIM Country TV, Thriller, Fight TV. So we give them all an avenue to be seen, and hopefully, it's a place for people to come. My demographics there in Country Box is 0 to 100. I mean, it's just like it's a blast. And if you like watching it on television or streaming, you'll love it being there live. The energy of it is so high, and everybody's so nice. And Oliver came to fight, and Oliver had these people to come on a bus. They brought him over on the bus. Oliver gave him a shirt, this and that, and they would make sure to come back to watch him fight. And boy, here you're looking at these people that's in a nursing home, and they were so excited, had the most fun in years just coming in. And Oliver took the time. Listen, it's just a good feel place.
The nursing home, man, that's awesome. You bring a smile to their face, they're gonna take that to their grave,
Exactly, for real.
So happy.
I mean, really, that was the main thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And when Oliver throw out T-shirts, when this one lady sat there and she looked at him, and you can tell the way she looked at him. Would you please just throw me one because I can't catch it?
Right.
And he pointed at it and said, "I got one coming." And just to watch the adrenaline in her eyes and face when he picked it up to throw it, and he made sure she caught it. Yeah, it was the biggest fight for her, and she wore it to the fight. Yep. She had it on when she came to fight, watch him fight. It was good. I mean, everybody just tries to have fun, and it's really a good place. It's really a good place.
Well, no, this is something. When I heard that Oliver McCall was fighting again, and it was going to be on cable, yeah. I'm like, the world is going to know about this. I called up Tim. We sat here doing a show like this, and I showed the fight. I hope I don't get copywritten or scolded for it. But we talked about it, and Tim was. I mean, there's nothing like watching a fight with Tim Witherspoon. This man, he dissects a fight like the Thanksgiving turkey. He gets the movements out. I mean, he sees the head movement, the foot movement. And I tell you, Tim would be a nice guy to have go down there with you because he's available for training. He's looking for work.
Yeah, I have to get him down here.
Hey, we talked about Tim. I mean, Tim was part of us back in the day. I mean, we trained. We had camp together some, and trainer Whit Larry trained Oliver and Tim together. And also Whit trained Ernie Schaefer there for a bit too. So we have a little pass for Tim, and man, we love Tim.
Yeah, this is the fountain of youth, man, and Tim is drinking from it, and I know Tim would fit right in there. I wish he would answer this phone tonight because he would have loved hanging in there. But we'll do it again. We'll get together.
Let's get together again.
Yeah, let's do it.
For sure, guys.
You got my number, man. Anytime you want us on, just call us. We willing and able.
Absolutely, Jimmy. Thank you so much for setting this up.
I'd like to invite you to a fight. Anytime you want to come down, please, it'd be an honor to have you as a guest for us.
It'll be a pleasure. I'll try to schedule that on my bucket list, brother.
December 17th. Watch McCall fight.
All right, man. I don't want him calling me out at ringside, though, man. I've been retired for a long time. Hey, God bless you, champ. You want to say goodbye to these cats?
Hey, y'all, take it easy. It's nice talking with you. Tune in. Got some more to come.
All right, man. That's it.
Also, if anybody wants to see McCall his last fight, they can go to countrybox247.com, and we got all the Country Box fights there. Pictures, man, enjoy it. Go ahead and enjoy it. Countrybox247.com.
Country Box.
I'm gonna go to my community page. I'll drop the link on there. If that's too complicated for you, we'll make it real easy. like everything else in this world, click the link and you're right there on a magic carpet ride. So, guys, God bless and thank you much for coming here, man.
God bless you, man. Have
Okay.
a good night.
Peace.
Peace
Thanks for
out.
having us. Yeah.
All right, man. I was blessed. I think we were all blessed. Oliver McCall, his manager, and compadre Jimmy Adams, and man, what else can I say? Bruce Gass, boxing, jazz, and more. And I'm gone. Peace.